Um, so make sure you got fishing gear, okay? And like I've got the little pond over here that I keep minnows in, and I just let them reproduce, and and so this way I always have bait. And if I catch small fish, I throw them in my pond so they get bigger, and I can use them as bait later on. So here you can ice fish too. So maybe find a way to, have this a nice little hand drill to be able to, or even a saw, a regular wood saw to cut through ice, and chisels and things like that. Just make sure you don't fall through the ice and kill yourself, because there's nobody going to be around to help you when you get injured. Okay, you have to help yourself, or having a nurse around. See, this is what I'm saying, is that people can come together and work as a community, because not everybody can have all the skills necessary for all the things that you need on a day-to-day basis in a time like this. So make sure you befriend people, and that everybody has a worth in this, and everybody contributes to everyone else's survival. You cannot lock yourself up and say, oh, I'm going to shoot you if you come over here, because that's stupid, because as soon as you turn around, they're going to put a bullet in your head anyway, if they really want to take your stuff. But if they have a an investment in protecting you, because they know that you offer something, and without you it'd be more difficult, then you're going to be part of that group, and they'll watch out for you, you watch out for them. That's the way it works. I mean, people are not created to be this creature that survives on his own. We're not loners. We are tribal, community, pack animals, basically. And so, that's the way that human beings have come from a very primitive state to, the big cities and communities that we have now. So, make sure livestock is good. I'm big on the agricultural thing, because, God made a world that reproduces itself, and it replenishes itself. So, having livestock brings in other animals that are curious or want to get food, and you can hunt. I guess if I can get a hold of a turkey, and we'll throw a turkey in the pen, and by having a turkey in the pen, it'll attract more turkeys, and then you don't have to go out looking for them; they'll be there. So I mean, different things. So. And again, guns for hunting. Obviously, if there's a problem with you having a weapon because of legal problems, you shouldn't have one. So, but you can protect yourself with a slingshot, with whatever. BB guns are very good for small game, and they're quiet, and they can be used as distractions and things like that. So. They're not totally useless. They are very useful, BB guns, paintball guns, because paintball guns, you can make little wax balls with pepper in it. You can use it as in different ways. It doesn't have to be paint. It can be other things thrown into the paintball, or make a little paintball for a paintball gun. Would work great for protecting yourself, or for doing all sorts of things. So but again, water. Try to find yourself. An area maybe like a natural spring or something like that. If you don't, you can always filter water through dirt, through small rocks. Try to let nature be your filter. I mean, if you have filters and things like that you have, but they're not, they're not reusable. So you have to kind of work with the earth that you have. For defense, again, guns and ammo and things like that. I'm not, one of these people that believes in, I'm not a Koresh follower or anything like that, but you have to protect yourself. You have to know how to use weapons. You have to know how to clean them, how to repair them, and part of the literature that I have in the CD is one of them is gunsmithing, and a lot of good stuff in there. But you should know how to do all that. As far as, what weapons should you have, ideally, if you had, one gun of every caliber, no matter what, somebody traded you bullets or whatever, you'd have that weapon. But obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is the 357, because you can use a 357 round, or you can use the 38. There's two different kinds of bullets that you can use for one gun. Great, and it's a powerful round. So, you've got better choices there. Shotguns, love shotguns. Shotguns are great for hunting. And they are powerful weapons that you can use for self-defense. Whether it's 12 gauge, I think, are more popular than 20 gauge. But again, if somebody trades you 20 gauge, Bullets, for something, at least you can use them, So whatever. I mean, but 22s are nice. They're quite, for hunting rounds, for small game, for lots of things. For being quiet and doesn't leave a lot of flash when you fire something like that at night, and so. Anyway, knives, not only for cutlery for butchering deer and things like that, but you should have knives for defense and for making various things or cutting. So make sure you have things to sharpen knives and if you have welding apparatus, so you can fashion things together or cut metal and fashion it the way you want to. In times like that, I mean, yes. The gases run out. If you're a chemist and you know how to generate welding gases from a chemistry point of view, and you can use minerals and geological things around, that's great. But oxygen tanks and things like that, they run out. And so, if you should have some welding material around so you can fashion things, but they will run out. And it's going to be a while before you can get resupplied, unless somebody can supply you with that. Maybe somebody wants to trade you some things like that. There'll be a lot to trade for out there. So I have a feeling that people will need food, and the people with, I've got sitting in my fridge right now. I've got like 24 eggs just from today, and what I'm doing is, I'll give some to the neighbors sometimes, or I'll bring some in to my coworkers and say, here's some extra eggs, and it's nice to know that I never run out of eggs. I always have a lot of eggs. I got a lot of kids, so that's nice. I always have something. You can make a cake or whatever. I've got milk because I've got the goats here. I'm in front of their stall here. And so they produce quite a bit of milk, and once I get the little one bred and get her milked, I'll have her babies, and also she'll be producing milk as well, so I'll have even more milk. And the cheese I'm actually feeding to the animals right now. So it's nice to be able to kind of bring all that around, and I can feed them. They love eating trees. If you want to kill trees, stick some goats on them, and apparently they'll kill off a tree. So you just, I know what I'm doing with my Christmas tree after I'm done. I'm going to give it to them to eat, because they'll convert that into milk, and it'll be good for their system. So apparently, so again, having a shelter, this bug out bag thing. You should have a travel bag. You should have a bag that in an emergency you can take that bag and it will help you get from point A to point B. That's okay. But you have to have a point B to get to. So if you have friends that are in the country, contribute some money in their direction to say, hey, can you buy these items for me? Can you put this away for all of us? I'll be up there when things get worse, but at least we'll know where those things are there. And obviously, these are people that you would trust. So, don't expect other people to prepare for you. At least give them the finances to be able to prepare for you if they're willing to do that for you, and store some food in buckets and things like that. Maybe you can go over there, kind of eyeball it and help them out in terms of planning. Talk to them on the phone, often, and try to get some sort of an arrangement going.